For some reason, I really wanted a camera when I went on a school New York trip when I was 15. And after that, that summer, I just took photos all the time. And once I got into 11th grade in my high school photography class, I had a really great teacher who just was really open to letting me and a couple other students sort of work in any way we wanted. And from then on, I just loved it. My name is Georgia Major. I'm a second year photography major at OCAD, and I'm from Welland, Ontario. I mostly like working with portraiture because I really like working with people and I really like costumes and makeup and stuff like that. So it adds a lot of my interest into one hobby. So I just love working with people and having them like shooting while people are actually doing things rather than just sort of a blank studio setting, because I think it sort of gives it like a movie quality to me, and I like thinking about what this sort of scene would be when I was looking through my camera, what the story behind it would be. I really like brick buildings, and a lot of Toronto is just glass. So I like this area a lot because it's a bit older. I also love like row houses that are painted like completely different colors to split them up. Like I think that looks so cool. I guess the main thing that sticks out to me when I see something I want to take a picture of is something that I want to remember, or I want to create something that represents like how I thought of that scene in my head rather than how it actually was. So if like I saw like a if I saw like an interesting building and I sort of thought of like a whole story around it, I'd want to record that and capture that in a way that sort of speaks to how I was thinking about it at the moment. And then for people, it's kind of the same way, where I'm either documenting what is happening or what my idealization of what's happening. Cannot see shit. Okay, that's fine. I found through a band that I was listening to called Wishing, and I got their vinyl one time, and I was super interested in the cover art, and I looked up who did it, and it was someone named Kellyanne Mikulski. I really liked how soft and warm her work was, and I really liked a lot of the themes she had of like that stereotypical like American high school aesthetic, which for most of my life, like I don't believe it exists, but I really like taking pictures that sort of capture that. So that year I went out and did a shoot with a couple of my friends out on our high school like track, and those photos were like the first photos I ever entered a competition with. I ended up winning that like regional competition. Kind of makes me think about like how my life would have been different if I never saw that album cover and never really got as inspired to do that kind of portraiture, because it really motivated me to keep going, because I felt like I was doing something that people actually enjoyed. So definitely the most inspirational in that way. When I'm doing a portrait shoot, I definitely go in with some sort of idea of what I'm doing, but it's never really like a planned composition or anything. It's more what kind of color scheme do I want, like what kind of looks do I want the models to have, and what costume I'm bringing, because I like bringing props and costumes to do things a lot as well. But once I get there, it's just sort of go with the flow, like whatever happens, because I think a lot of it comes down to who you're working with and who they are and what they're comfortable with and how they move. And I think that sort of definitely changes how the photos turn out, usually for the better. Mm-hmm. red. 3 red. Hold up. I'm gonna have to walk into the street. I have the strongest urge to sit in the snow pile. Yeah, originally photography wasn't my first choice. As a kid, I really liked to draw, and I was planning on going into animation until I think I was in 11th grade, and I sort of freaked out and realized that like that wasn't the right thing for me, and I wouldn't have been happy with that as a job. And for a while, I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. And then it just sort of clicked that photography is exactly what I like, because it has all the aspects of like creating an image, but you're already starting from building blocks, which just made it way easier for me to conceptualize and bring forth like what I actually wanted to make. Because with drawing, there was so much I wanted to do, but like I just couldn't make it happen, and the skill just wasn't there for what I wanted. But with photography, I feel like it's a lot more attainable if you're able to get together the right people and get to the right place, because you're basically just building things with your environment and with people, and then you just get to choose where you take that shot, and you can take thousands of them, and there's just a lot of opportunity to mess up and refine later, which I find suits me.